hold on, just for our viewers. D'Angelo just switched hats. What was the hat you were even wearing?
The current one or the other one?
The other one.
The other one is an exclusive. It's a
Ah,
Sugar Fire and St. Louis Blues collaboration.
gotcha. No free ads, but cool. Very cool.
Yeah, I don't feel like it looks right forward. It doesn't. I don't know. It doesn't feel like it fits my head great. Maybe if
No,
I bent the
I'll
bill a little bit backwards is okay. I mean,
tell you what. I think the muscles look good. I think the muscles look better whenever you put it on backward.
yeah, and it gives you a reason to kind of show them off when you got to go up to your hat and just kind of you know. Oh, how you doing, buddy?
Good. Sun salutations. Everything's good.
Yeah, have you been
Um,
yogaing lately?
well, not everything's good. Yeah, I've been yogaing lately. I've been yogaing lately. I've been doing some YouTubing. I have no idea. I've never been to an actual yoga class, so I have no idea if I'm doing it right. But I feel better over the last month.
Handful of years ago, I did an on the beach yoga slash coffee tasting type of excursion in Mexico.
That sounds cool.
Yeah, so it was like out in the sand of the beach. We all had headphones on. I believe the way we heard the instructor was through headphones, and there was like calm music that.
So much translating.
No, she spoke English. She was actually from the St. Louis area. We like ended up, yeah, crazy.
She was from Baldwin, actually.
But yeah, they like would play music that would play through your headphones that would play like softly to match like I guess the intensity of the whatever they call it in yoga. It was tough. I'm not a big yoga guy. I'm not super flexible,
The
but
prana.
I'm glad I did it. And then afterwards, we went into the little beachside cafe type thing and got to sample some different coffees and whatnot. So it was cool. I like to do that stuff when I travel.
I like coffee.
I love coffee. I haven't had coffee in a while. I got to get this figured out because I've been on a little bit of an energy drink kick lately. Like most days, at least two. Every now and then, maybe sneak a third in there.
Ooh, what is your energy drink of choice?
I've been on a
You switch it up?
yeah. I do switch it up. I like there's a brand called C4, no free ads, but I like C4. They have a good pink Starburst flavor. Still looking for somebody to spit that into my mouth before a workout, but that's another story. There's a brand called Alani Nu that makes one that's a blue slushy flavor that I really like. I actually had one of those the other day. I poured it over ice and then topped it with a little bit of coconut water, mango coconut water. It was fucking phenomenal.
Wait, blue slushy plus mango coconut water. This sounds like a beach drink.
It was. I was not on the beach, but I just threw those two things together and it ended up being surprisingly good. And then actually when we worked that Summer Smash, that Pitbull thing I told you about a couple episodes ago, First Form had some samples of a new energy drink that they're pushing. So it's First Form brand, and it's like a citrus lemon lime flavor. I ended up buying a case of those. So I've been kind of mixing it up, rotating them between those three. But even though they're...
But you've been doing two a day.
Yeah, so here's my caffeine regimen. I get up pretty early, and I crack an energy drink on the drive to the gym.
What time? Just ballpark it. Is this before 6 a.m.?
Yeah, this is usually at the earliest. It's at like 4:30. Usually, it's closer to like 5:15, 5:30.
Are you stocked up on this, or does the gas station attendant that works the night shift know to see you around 4:39 on the way in?
Both.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, so I tried it.
Any chemistry there?
No, there's nothing like that going on. I try to keep some in the fridge so I can just grab and go, and buying them in bulk when I can is a little easier. But every now and then I don't have one, so I got to stop at the local QT. But yeah, there's nothing there to report. But yeah, I'll have that first.
No QTs? That's a QT?
No, there's not. Yeah, so I usually pump about 200 milligrams of caffeine into my system as I drive to the gym, and then my warm-up. I drink it throughout my warm-up. And usually it gets me through my warm-up into like the main session. But here's the problem. So when I'm done with my cardio warm-up, I go over to my gym bag and I get my tub of pre-workout. And I will take like the final remaining swig of my energy drink, and I will take a dry scoop of pre-workout and chase it down with energy drink. So I'm like, caffeine is taking down caffeine.
That's It sounds like a jolt.
It is a jolt. So I do that in the morning, and I'm usually done there by about 7:15, 7:30. And then I'll go to work, and then usually I feel like I need another little jolt mid shift. So I'll have another one like during the middle of my shift during the day.
So where would you trade? Could you trade that mid shift for like a little espresso, a little
Well,
latte,
yeah.
non-fat latte?
I actually took it a step further because this week I have been foregoing that second energy drink in exchange for like as much water as I can get in my system.
Okay, that's fantastic. I'm gonna drink some right
Yeah,
now.
they give us these 32-ounce little styrofoam guys at work to have our shift drinks or whatever. And I would venture that that's about 24-ish ounces. So I try to get through a few of those. Still got some from earlier today. Might get a little sip too.
All right.
But then here.
Hey, you know what? I want to just take a break real quick, just to announce that this podcast officially is pro hydration.
Oh yeah, we want to be on the right side of history on this one.
Okay, just want everyone to know. Please continue.
Yeah, so I'll finish my shift. I get done working somewhere between 4 and 5 usually, and I'll go home. And it's about a 20-minute drive, mostly like straight down the highway. And a little highway hypnosis kicks in. A little bit of that energy drink crash that you hear about kicks in.
Yeah.
And I get home and I just, even though I tell myself don't lay down, because if you lay down you're done for. And then I lay down anyway and I fall asleep. And most of the time it's just for about 45 minutes to an hour at the most. And then I get up and I go about the rest of my evening. But even if it's just a short little nap, when I try to go to bed at a respectable hour later in the evening, not a shot. Not a shot.
No. Gotcha. Well, I mean, naps are pretty healthy. Naps are healthy for people. But I understand that it's like coming at a crash point.
Yeah.
And you're probably like sleeping really hard.
Yep.
And then for 45 minutes to an hour, and then waking up fairly rejuvenated.
Sure.
And but have you ever heard of like Uberman or something?
No.
I have no idea what I'm talking about here, but it's like you go on a different type of sleep regimen. You're like maximizing your body and hold on, let me look this shit up. Uber, no, that's just gonna go to Uber.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna withdraw the last statement. I have no fucking clue what I'm talking about.
I'm very pro nap, and I like when I was a teacher and I was off in the summer, like there was not a day that would go by in the summer when I wasn't working that I wouldn't catch a little afternoon nap. And the afternoon nap is one thing, but when you're getting like a deep hour of REM sleep at like 5:30,
in the evening,
it just throws the timing off. And then, like I said, I try to get up fairly early. So then if I'm up till midnight, 1 o'clock, trying to get up at like 4:30, 5 a.m. the next morning is kind of tough. So I'm not saying I'm going to try to cut out the energy drinks completely. That would be foolish of me to think I would do that. But the second one is kind of unnecessary. We're going to try to cut out that second one.
I think that's a good goal.
Thank you.
And I like replacing it with water.
I also I just bought this yesterday. I've seen it and I never really gotten it before.
Liquid Death.
Yeah, it's an intimidating can.
I noticed that immediately. Liquid Death is huge.
I've never had it. It seems like it should be like alcoholic. It's not.
No, it's not.
It's
water,
just a naturally flavored sparkling water. I got the severed lime because I wanted a little flavor. Hey, I know we don't do free ads, but I'm going to do a quick review. This is a blind review. I've never had Liquid Death. We're going to do this live on the pod.
Oh, shit. He's blinded.
So we're going to go on a typical 0 out of 10 scale. So this is me on the Big If pod today on June 22nd, and I am blind reviewing Liquid Death Severed Lime. Here we go. One sip. Keep it healthy.
Here we go. He's drinking Liquid Death on 6/22/22. And the review. Oh, he said he's going back for an extra. I think he likes it, people.
You know what? I don't love it. I'm not gonna pump their tires and say I love it. I don't love it.
1 to 10.
I'll get to that in a moment. I'm gonna describe what I got out of this Severed Lime real quick. To me, the Severed Lime Liquid Death. It tastes to me a little bit like what I would imagine if you had like a Bud Light seltzer or some lime seltzer, and you opened it, and you put it back in the fridge, and you let it stay cold, but also now it's open, so it doesn't seem as fresh.
So it's what? So the effervescence
I didn't
isn't
I
isn't
didn't
as hard as
no,
it
I
should
don't I
be.
didn't get a lot of effervescence. I thought I would. But yeah, one more. I'm gonna give it a 6.2, a 6.2.
6.2, baby, and that is the first official review of Liquid Death Severed Line by on the Big If podcast, I
Yeah.
believe.
Ooh, maybe that'll be a thing we do where we just kind of review products and
Just review things. People love product
sure.
reviews.
I wish somebody would have let me know. I mean, and it wasn't super expensive, and it's not bad. I'm gonna drink it. It's not going to waste or anything.
I got a product review for
Yeah.
you
What do you got?
in kind of a similar vein, especially a similar vein to the shape of the packaging that you were just holding up. So I got a review, and this one is maybe less of a review and more just of a
Okay.
rebuke of Arizona tea.
Never had it.
You're familiar with
Of
Arizona
course.
tea. This is the tea for all of our listeners and watchers. This is the tea that you go into the gas station. You've probably seen like a pallet of it just sitting outside of the gas station because no one stocked it up, because no one really buys it, except for a certain class of people that I have noticed and really have only put this together over the last 3
Okay.
weeks. You're familiar with what Arizona tea looks like.
I am. Are you talking in this on like a aluminum can or like in a plastic bottle, like a jug?
Yes, you're thinking exactly right. The aluminum can, Arizona tea, 24 ounce that you go and pick up behind the fridge at the
Got it.
gas station. It's got the checkered, like green and pink kind of ugly color palette. It's
Yeah.
Arizona tea, and it's full of sugar. It's not herbal tea. It's not the good parts about
No.
tea. It's just sugary
Calling
crap.
this
And
tea is really a loose interpretation, I think, of what tea was meant to be.
it's bending the rules on what you could consider tea for sure. But what I've noticed, there it is, It's got that pink and the pink and like frankly the Arnold Water Tower green. Yep, there you go, Now what you're showing there, what D'Angelo's showing there on camera, that is what a fresh can looks like. And for most of us, we've probably never even seen a fresh can, because it's probably been sun faded. Because the only people that drink fucking Arizona tea are polluters. The only time that I've seen Arizona tea over the last, I don't know, 20 years is sitting in a creek or on the side of a sidewalk, sun faded, kind of half crinkled. I can picture 10 different instances right now of Arizona tea cans just sitting on the sidewalk. And I don't know any other soft drink that had that type of density of polluters as Arizona.
Why do you
tea.
think that is?
That's the type of independent research that I would like our government
Do you
to fund.
drink it?
No,
Have you?
no. I've had out in the full disclosure. I've had Arizona tea.
Okay.
I've had the Arizona tea out of the
Yeah.
jug. Like at a barbecue or
Do
something.
you think? Okay, I'm just kind of spitballing here. Just off the top of your head, is Arizona tea a thumbs up or a thumbs down? You said it's very sugary.
Arizona tea deserves a
Okay.
thumbs down.
What if most people who get one are like you and are like, ew, I don't like this, and they just are so disgusted they just discard the can.
That there's that.
They
you know
want
what?
rid of it right now. I want rid of this can right now.
Immediately. Let me discard of this. I don't even want it touching
This
my thermos
stuff
anymore.
tastes so terrible that I don't care about the environment right now.
Oh, wow. You know what? That is a whole. I did not even think of that. First, I kind of resent being grouped in with this.
I don't consider you.
People,
I don't consider you
but
in that group.
I know it's hypothetical. I know this is hypothetical. I don't think my gripe with it. Look, I don't necessarily like the sugar. I like sugary things. I like sugars. I got a sweet tooth, but I don't like Arizona tea. In part because of the sugar, but mostly because of its weak definition of tea and the packaging.
Yeah.
And so having those things about it, that's what I just happen to notice. This is just personal observation. And I feel like if you're listening right now, I bet you can picture an Arizona tea that's sun faded because it's been sitting out in nature somewhere.
I cannot. I
Can you
can. I
picture it?
cannot wait to cut this clip and turn it into a TikTok and hashtag it, and maybe even tag the Arizona Tea Company and let them know exactly how we feel.
Tag them. Let them know who is drinking
And
their product.
I'll put a poll on there.
I don't know who the Arizona tea is owned by.
Who do you like, the parent company or whatever, like PepsiCo or?
Yeah, is it like a Coca-Cola owned company or something?
Let's just keep going. I'm gonna try to find out while we're doing this here.
All right, one more. That was my first topic that I wanted to bring up. The second topic, which is I'm much less passionate about, but it's affecting me right now, is I got a haircut like 2 hours.
Looks fresh.
And I'm happy. Thanks. I'm happy about it, except got all these shavings in my head, on my head now. And I know that they're just sitting underneath my shirt. Just
Without
that was my
a
second
good
topic.
rinse and shampoo after a haircut, it's nearly impossible to get rid of. She can blow dry all she wants, but
She can blow dry all she wants. That was an Ace of Base song, I think.
yeah, I remember that one. What do you think?
She can blow dry.
What do you think is Ace of Base's net worth? I saw the sign. All that she wants is another baby. You can blow dry all you want.
All she wants. I would say Ace of Base is still performing probably in like Europe or something, or like I bet they're still performing somewhere like festivals, you know. I bet their net worth, I put it at $7 million.
Huh. I don't. I'm the first thing.
I don't know how it's a band.
Right.
It's not a person.
The first thing I'm seeing is that can't be right. That cannot be right. It says Ace of Base. The net worth of Ace of Base is approximately $805,000. That can't be right. $805,000.
Look, Ace of Base. I mean, like as a brand, like is that the brand equity of the name Ace of Base or something? Or I don't get. I bet the people who sang in Ace of Base, I'm guessing the lead singer probably got a little bit more money than the bassist.
Now I'm seeing something that says 11 million.
There it is.
And I'm also seeing that their actual band name is Bass is Bass. Or, yeah, that's got to be bass. BASS, like the instrument, bass, is bass, BASE, like second, third bass. This is terrible.
Their bassist must be really hung. All right, so what's next on it? Since we're on the net worth, I wanted to just throw out a quick challenge to ask you, who do you think has a higher net worth? Jim Carrey or Jimmy Buffett?
Jimmy Buffett.
Yeah,
it's got to be, because he's been doing his music thing forever. He's franchised
Margaritaville
everything. Restaurants, clothing line. I bet it's not even close.
He's like almost at $1 billion. He's at $900 million.
I was getting ready to say, I bet he's worth at least $500 million, and even that you're saying is low.
That's
Do you think we could get him on the pod?
We could find out.
We'll reach out to his publicist. Could you imagine if he was just like, how many followers do they have? 9? Yeah, I'll go on. I'll go on with them.
9?
Yeah.
I'm going on. I love performing for anyone who asks. You know, we would have a better chance of getting him on Cameo and then just playing the Cameo on our podcast.
Does he do Cameo?
In fact, that's a pretty good idea to get famous guests on our podcast.
You know who I heard is one of the top earners on Cameo? Kevin from The Office. I hear he absolutely slays.
The Office characters are huge
on Cameo.
How much does he make? I wonder.
We need a producer.
All right. Okay.
How much is Jim Carrey worth?
What else? I want to say like 70 million, 90 million.
Nothing to sneeze at. Yeah,
nothing to sneeze at. That's a lot of money. Yeah.
Brian Baumgartner has spoken about his success after it was revealed that he made over $1 million on Cameo.
Wow.
Damn.
I wonder how much he made per season at The Office. It had to have been $1 million in the later season.
Yeah. Who from The Office has like? I guess John Krasinski kind of does like some feature film type stuff.
Yeah, and he's got that Jack Ryan on Amazon that
I
he
think
starred
some of
in.
the women of The Office have like a podcast where they recap The Office.
Yeah, they go episode by episode. I forget what season they're on, but yeah, it's really popular, and they have guests,
I think I
you know,
saw
which we could probably take a lesson from
Oscar
that.
is maybe in like a Nationwide or a Progressive commercial or something.
Yeah, he's been in all sorts of stuff. Like he was like a main character in Reno 911, wasn't he?
That I'm not sure about.
He's been in a ton of stuff. He's been in movie roles, not like main leading stuff, but I've seen him in a lot. And you're right, he's in a State
BJ
Farm commercial.
Novak, you don't see him in a lot, right?
He's
He's
a
like
big
behind the
producer.
scenes more.
He's a big producer. What's her name?
Mindy Kaling.
Kelly, Mindy Kaling. She's killed it
Yeah, she
outside of
had a
the office.
show, but I feel like she does a lot of like writing and more behind the scenes stuff as well.
Yeah, and Toby's a
Ellie
big writer, I
Kemper,
think.
who I believe is from maybe
Yeah,
Kansas City. Yeah, she
Unbreakable
had
Kimmy
success
Schmidt.
with that. Not a lot for Rainn Wilson as far as I know about.
No, he had a show where he was like a detective, and we watched like 8 episodes and dumped out of it. And I don't even think they finished the first season because it got terrible
Do
ratings.
you think there's something to that show and its massive like popularity to where they were kind of typecast, where they couldn't play much else because it's like, oh, that's Kelly Kapoor from The Office, or that's not Rainn Wilson, that's Dwight Schrute.
I think probably more than anyone, I think you're seeing Rainn Wilson. That's probably happening to him more than anyone.
But Jim Halpert battled through that apparently.
Yeah, he also married
She's
Emily Blunt,
gorgeous.
didn't he?
I would let her spit in my mouth for sure.
You know, we get into a little bit of celebrity talk every once in a while. Is this a celebrity gossip
Yeah,
podcast?
we're yeah, I think that's what we might need to pivot into. We talked about
All right. Well, I've got.
pivoting into like a dating story podcast, and unfortunately,
Yeah,
only 50% of us can really. Yeah,
can
so
date. I can take my wife out on a date and
I
tell
would
you what we
love
talked
that.
about.
But
Okay.
I was gonna tell
I'll do it
you
tomorrow.
what was kind of funny. A couple weeks ago, I was not disgusted. That would have been that would have been too harsh. But I was kind of down about the quality of what I was seeing as I was swiping through Tinder in St. Louis. So I actually saw a
Mm.
TikTok where this guy talked about how he would go set his location to cities that he was going to be traveling to kind of lay the foundation, lay the groundwork for some stuff. And I don't have any
Oh,
trips
okay.
on the horizon. I'm not going anywhere, but I thought, ooh, I'd like to see like what's swiping around in some of these. Yeah.
What's out there?
So I
Who's out there?
believe I did a little tour around North America. I believe I did some swiping. Yeah.
This is on Tinder?
I believe I did some swiping. I think I started in Florida. The quality in Florida
Okay.
was significantly better, in my opinion, than what you're seeing here in St. Louis. It's not groundbreaking. I think that makes sense. But I did. I think I tried Nashville. I think I did Nashville because I know like a lot of bachelorette parties heading down to Nashville. Swiped around there. I think I did Austin, Texas.
You do
I
Las
did not
Vegas
do
then?
Las Vegas, but you know where I did do was Napa. I was trying to see what was like around your area.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I mean, I'm not
Sure.
interested, but I'm curious. What did you find?
It was not as good as say Florida
San
and LA,
Francisco?
but it was. I mean, it was. I would like to come visit you and maybe swipe around on it then.
I just brought you up yesterday to my wife because she was receiving a text or talking about like, you know, there are some gosh, I don't even know if I should talk about this, but there are some wine widows here in Napa Valley that you know, have these huge estates, and they don't have a ton else going on or much to do. There's people that run it for them, or you know, they grew up in this family. And I was telling her yesterday that we should get you hitched up with one of these women so that you can then
Are
start your own
they,
wine label,
you say
like you've always
widow,
dreamed about.
to me that implies that they're significantly older. Is that the case, or do they like have young husbands that died in like tragic accidents,
I
or
don't know. I can't. I can only
yeah? Well,
speculate.
do they seem older than we are? They're probably older than we are.
Yeah, considerably, but but think of all the fun. That's funny that you
I do.
searched in this area. So I got Florida, Nashville, Austin, Napa, and LA.
Yeah,
That's a pretty
I
good
think I did a
tour.
little Arizona too. I think I did like the Phoenix, like yeah, the Phoenix area.
Oh,
Um,
are we previewing places that you're thinking about just selling
I
your house
wouldn't
and
say a
moving to?
move is imminent, but I have said that I'm working my ass off this summer and trying to stash away money so that I can take a vacation, and I haven't had one in a while, but that I could take one like in the fall slash like early winter. And I want to go to Mexico because I
Nice.
love going down there, which leads me in a second to the end of that swiping story I was telling you about. But I'm considering if, and I think you would have me. You've said it before, but if I don't go abroad, I had considered maybe trying to come out your way. Yeah.
Come out. Come out.
But anyway, the
Anytime.
last place that I went a swiping was in Cancun because I love the Latin
Oh,
I
okay.
love Latin women. So I thought I'm just gonna see what's down there south of the border. So I did some swiping in the Cancun area, and there was a couple matches, nothing significant. But last night I was kind of just bored around the house, and I thought, ooh, I'm gonna message one of these Cancun matches, and I picked out this girl. She's 35. We had matched like 2 weeks ago, but I had never messaged her, and vice versa. And I thought, you know what? I'm just gonna go for it. So I did it all. I started it all in Spanish, and I basically okay. So there's no word for pre-workout in there's no word for
Okay.
pre-workout in Spanish. So I used my big brain energy, and I thought I'll just use caffeine. So in Spanish, I typed to this girl. I believe her name was Mar. I think I sent to Mar. I
See.
said,
The see.
in Spanish, I said, I don't suppose you'd want to come spit caffeine in my mouth and then go work out together, would you? And
Oh
then
my gosh. And did she
she did,
did she
and
respond?
it was ja 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 because that's their laughing. Yeah,
Ja
and she
ja ja
goes,
ja.
"Por qué no? Why not?"
I love it.
So I was chatting with her in Spanish, and I was doing so in a personality way that's really not me. But I thought I just don't. I opened with, "Do you want to spit in my mouth?"
It
Yeah.
turned out to
So
be you.
it also went. She basically said that she wanted me to come to Mexico and work at a show. I don't know if she puts on the show, if she's also in the show. Some of it was probably lost in translation, but she wanted me to. What I got out of it was that she wanted me to be a male dancer, like a male stripper.
Oh my
So
gosh, that sounds
then
great.
she told me that I you know Jason, right? So
Yeah, I'm
Jason
familiar with
convinced me a
Jason.
couple months ago that I needed to put a thirst trap as one of my Tinder pictures. So I do have this one shirtless mirror selfie from when I was doing cryo one day, where I must have been fasting because I look as good there as I do in any picture. Yeah, so
You look
that's one
great.
of my Tinder pictures, and I guess she was looking at those because she's like, "You look like a WWE wrestler." And I said, I'm not sure if that's a good thing
Okay.
or not. She's like, no, it's a good thing. And then I was kind of like, all right, what? Yeah, yeah.
A luchador.
So I said, I gotta get up early. So I think I'm gonna go to sleep. And she says in Spanish, this is all in Spanish. God, I love being bilingual. But
I love it.
she says in Spanish, espero los textos de buenos días. Do you know what that means?
Wait the text of good days.
It would basically be
Stop the text of good days.
I'll be waiting for good morning text. And she sent me
Okay. Okay. Espero los textos. I am waiting for good text
Well, buenos dias is good
day.
day or good morning. So
Okay.
espero los textos de buenos dias. I'll be waiting for a good morning text. And she sent me her
Okay.
Mexican phone number. So this morning I'm like,
Ooh.
Jesus
Okay.
Christ. Yeah, so this
Y
morning I did a
después.
Google search because I think I have Verizon, and I'm like, can you text to Mexico on Verizon? And from what I got, I
Sí.
think I can. I think I have like a North American plan. So I texted her like I texted her this morning with something, and sure as shit, she fucking responded.
So, you going down
Not
to
on the books
Cancun?
yet, but it depends on how much money she's going to throw at me for this strip
Feel like
show, for this
dancing?
Magic Mike act that I'm going to be putting on down there.
If you could do like a hybrid Magic Mike
Can we?
luchador
Can
act,
you start calling
that would
me
be cool.
Mágico Miguel? Yeah.
Mágico Miguel? Sí, sí,
Yeah.
por
So
supuesto.
that's just funny. And then on Bumble, I do have a girl that I just we matched earlier this week, and on Bumble, the girls have to message first. So she messaged me. She messaged me. I
Oh, nice.
messaged back. We talked a little bit, and then I was just like, hey, I don't really love messaging on these things. Do you want to grab a coffee or something later this week? And she said, sure. And we haven't, I said, oh, well, I'm off Thursday, but we'll set up some details later. And there have been no details set up yet. But I got to tell you, man, I am very, very apprehensive isn't the right word, but I'm a little bit, my excitement is curbed because she's such a terrible conversationalist. Through
Oh,
through the
you like through
Bumble
her text?
messages, like I feel like I am the one that's having to engage in converse.
Oh, you're leading the conversation. It's
Yeah,
the
and
D'Angelo
I'm not
show.
trying to like over. I'm just uh, and her answers are like very like short, and I don't. Maybe she's just not interested, but she said she'd go get a coffee. So I would guess at least she's somewhat interested. But the conversation is so dry and so terrible that it's like, am I? Why do I even need to waste my time doing this?
No, no. You know what?
What?
You know what you should do. Here's uh,
Hit
Dr.
me with it.
Luther's prescription. And this is a segment I'd like to introduce called Dr. Luther's
Ooh,
Love
RX baby.
Prescription. And this is, I want you to text her on the way to the coffee shop,
Okay.
on your way to the coffee shop. And go, hey, I'm on my way to get coffee right now. If you'd like to join me.
No.
She's not going to join you. But once you get there, think of it like she is joining you and just try to pick up the most interesting single female that you see there. Break conversation with her. Somehow, I don't know, drop a toothpick by her foot, and I don't know, something. Whatever you can do to make it feel or make it just open the
Okay, I am
conversation.
off.
Is that creepy? Is that creepy? Is it creepy? Like, how do you approach women these days without feeling like maybe you're imposing on a safety space
I
for
don't
them?
know. I don't know.
I don't know. Not that, and then again, this is not something that I need to worry about, but it's
I do need to worry
imagine
about it. I
something that
do
you
worry
do.
about it pretty much every day. I am off tomorrow, and there's a coffee shop that I
Yeah.
really, really enjoy in the area, and I haven't been in a while. So you know what? I'm not gonna make any Hot Boy Summer-esque promises like I did with the shirt thing, but I will tell you this:
Sure.
I will go to Coma.
Is that the standard of promises that we've
It's
set
just the
on this
only one so far.
show? It was a
Yeah.
vow, actually.
I
It was
will
a
go to
vow.
Coma Coffee tomorrow at some point in the morning, and I don't know what the scene will be like on a Thursday morning, but we'll scope it out and see what's doing.
I want you to order. Just don't even look around when you go there. Okay. Don't even look around. Take a beeline straight for the counter. Order.
Yeah.
Take a deep breath while they're checking you out. Turn around and then scope it out from
Okay,
the
let me
register.
ask you this. This just popped into my head, and again, I could be way off. This could be a terrible idea, and I want you to shoot me straight. But let's say hypothetically, I'm in line at the coffee shop, and I'm next. And I notice that behind me, and I won't say like the person directly behind me where they could overhear this conversation, but let's say there's like Two or
Yeah.
three behind me is somebody that at least at first glance I'm interested in. And I will take cash so
Okay.
that I can use the cash for it. But when I'm doing my transaction, be like, yeah, this is for mine, and I'd like to buy whoever's coffee back there. And then when she gets up,
Yeah. If you skip two people, that really attractive girl back there who's on her phone, yeah, you see her. I would like to buy whatever
not the
her
troll that
coffee
you
costs.
see next to her, but the cute one.
Yeah.
And then I go
Yes.
sit down,
Exactly.
and then I walk. I mean, and then as she goes up and she orders, she realizes that somebody in there has bought her coffee. She probably would ask who.
Yep.
Um, what do you think of that move?
I love the move. I think it's logistically
Which
difficult.
aspect?
Uh, just probably working with the
Yeah.
barista on this situation. Um, and maybe I'm not giving baristas enough credit, but I would, if I was like, okay, I'm doing this, I'm deciding to do this. She's three people back. I'm gonna make sure that the barista knows who I'm talking about, or the cash register checkout person knows who I'm talking about.
No, I
And then what?
said
Am I
I
gonna leave my card there?
cash.
Am I gonna?
Yeah, I would.
You're doing cash, and you get the change later on, or
Whatever's
like
left over, whatever's left over
what
is
if
for
she's
you.
got like six? I like that. Okay. What if she's like, well, I've actually got kind of a big order. I've got three
Well,
coworkers that I'm
then
getting coffee
whatever
for.
bill I slid, that's all you're getting out of it. I'm not. Yeah.
You're
So
getting
if her
that much
order ends
money
up,
towards. It's like an escrow account that you've set up for her.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
for the
You like
pickup. I
that?
love it.
How do you?
I like that. I like that. It's like going to a blackjack table and putting $10 down on black or red, because it could be like it could double you up, with double up your happiness, or you could it could just be a quick $10 that you
That's
spend.
very true. It'd be like, ooh, I just pissed $10 directly down the drain.
Like, oh, wow. But you know what? You're a
But
bachelor. That's the sort of thing that you can
sometimes
do.
the sweat, I think they call it, is worth the money. Like, can you imagine? I'm a nervous
The
person
juice
as
is
it
worth the
is, so
squeeze.
I can only imagine. I do this move with the barista. Here, I'm gonna pay for that blonde. You see, I'm paying for her coffee. Whatever's left over, that's for you, my man. Cool. And I go sit down, and it's maybe like
Yeah.
4 to 5 minutes while I'm just waiting and I'm just watching this, and I'm probably just sweating. Like, how's this gonna go?
You're just waiting. Yeah. Oh my gosh. And you're listening to like what the other people, like the two or three people between you, are ordering, and
Yeah.
you can't wait for them to get to
How do
yours. You're like, ah, fucking oat milk latte. You want 6 pumps of sugar-free vanilla. Oh gosh. All right. Can we
How do
just
you
move it
see it
along
playing
here?
out? I guess it's hard to know because it's very dependent upon the person that you're doing this for. But best case,
I see it playing out as I see it playing. It
you think the
all
barista is
hinges
a
on the
main
barista.
player in this thing?
I think so. Just from, gosh, maybe I might have a low opinion of baristas. Just from a competence level, I want them to execute this on your behalf well enough that it can't just be like,
Right?
hey, that guy
Yeah.
wanted to pay for your coffee. What would you like, a scone? I don't want, I need them
The,
to be uh, slightly charming, but not as charming as I'm going to be whenever I
if
introduce
I have the
myself.
barista that I think I will if I go to the place that I would be planning on going, I'm confident in his ability just by judging by his looks and his aura. Okay. Have you seen Stranger Things?
Only like the first half of the first season. I'm aware of the Upside Down and
Well,
like
there's a character
11,
in it.
I
I
think.
think he's somebody's older brother, and it might be later. I think his name Billy. Is there a Billy?
Probably
But
sounds like
Billy
a
has
sounds like
like
a
a
name from that show.
curly, like a mullet almost. Very like George Michael, like kind of hair. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hold on a second. The barista has kind of this. He's not as good looking as Billy, but he kind of has this vibe going on.
Oh wow, like a Joaquin Phoenix. Wow, that's some luscious head of hair. You know what? He's not worried about
Yes.
shavings in
So
his
if I
scalp.
get him,
He
I would
doesn't
be
get his hair
confident
cut.
in his ability to give me the boost I needed in that scenario. Okay, let me ask you this. What
I think that's what the
what if
crux is.
it's what there's also a pretty good chance that the cashier is a female. Does that change the dynamic if I'm asking a female to do it?
No. Well, I think yes, it does change the dynamic, but I don't know that it is any more or less advantageous. But it changes the dynamic, and here's why. Because when she delivers that news that oh, this gentleman over here paid for was kind and handsome enough to pay for your coffee. Um, I feel like that message will coming from like going female to female would be
It feels safer.
more
It
of a
feels
message
safer.
of trust, I guess. It feels safer. It feels safer. Your community that did we just? I think we just broke this code. You enlist another female with no interest whatsoever in the outcome of this
Yeah.
meet cute.
Yeah.
You're paying her. She has motivation for it. There's a transaction being made, and she's delivering the introduction on your behalf, which feels
Yeah.
safe. It feels no pressure, and it's coffee. It's at a coffee house. Like, it's not like you're going there where it's bowling, and she just started the first frame, and now she's got 9 more frames. She's going to be sitting there, you know, like you guys, you can smash a coffee and get
Huh.
out of there. It's not going well.
I like this a lot. I
I
cannot
think we
wait
just
to
cracked the
try
code,
this
buddy.
and to report back to you how it goes. Okay,
Oh my gosh!
that you know what would be
Wow.
awesome is if well not awesome well yeah awesome. Let's say it's a cute cashier slash barista, and you do it, and she is so overwhelmed not
Ooh.
overwhelmed but she's so like oh my god what a gesture, and she ends up falling for me.
Now we're getting into like social dynamics that I feel like what was that like the pickup artist type of stuff. I don't want to wade too
Yeah.
deep into like the subtle I'm using her to try to
Well,
go for I don't know. This is just about making women feel safe. This is our podcast. I would say
absolutely, except
is
that
about women
Cheesecake
feeling
Factory
safe.
girl, fuck her.
Well, no, I hope she's feeling safe wherever she's at right now. Fuck her for that one instance, but like that was one instance, and I'm sure that there are 3 million instances
All
that
right,
people should say fuck,
I take it
fuck
back.
Jeff about or fuck Luther about.
Well, how do you? I can't
All
wait for
right.
this. I'm excited for coffee tomorrow. Now.
Please.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know.
Wow, I'm excited for coffee too because this is much more than walking in
The
caffeinated.
caffeinating part is maybe the least of the whole thing.
Yeah, that's the
This is a
caffeinated is the
social
cherry on top.
experiment.
This is a social experiment, independent research.
Are we scientists?
We're unfunded. Well, I think you'd have to. Yeah, I would say so. We should probably record
All right.
our
Well, let's
hypothesis.
put it on the record. How do you think this?
And
What's your hypothesis on this?
my hypothesis is that okay, the question that we're trying to
Yeah.
find a solution for is what is the safest, not
Least threatening.
what is the least threatening yet still charming and personality filled, not inauthentic way to approach a single female in
Yeah.
this
You
day
know, it
and
would be
age.
fun. And I know we keep talking about directions that we are going to pivot in. It'd be great if each podcast we came up with a new like experiment for me to go out and try.
I love this. The weekly
Dude,
hypothesis.
I think we're onto something.
I think we just cracked it. It took us 10 episodes, but I think
Yeah.
we just cracked a social code and the code of podcasting. This sounds excellent. And I got through I even get through all my
Let me
topics,
see
and
if
I'm
I
okay
got
with that.
anything else that I had. Oh, okay. I do have like an if style question. I wanted to have one. Um,
Oh, okay,
if
all right.
you were offered a $1 million prize, and to earn said prize, you had to eat $1 million in $100 bills in 24 hours. Would you / could you do it? It's a
What is that? ten
it's a
thousand one
thousand
hundred dollar bill?
hundreds, I believe.
I don't think I could do it. I don't think. I think someone could. I don't think it's impossible, but I don't think I could do that. You're talking about. Hold on. I mean, 1,000 over 24 hours. Like I have 1,000 divided by 24. That's 41 $100 bills per hour. That's $100 bill every minute and a half of the day
I don't
for
even know if I
24
have the
hours
math
straight.
right on this. Hold on. So 1 million. How many zeros are in that? 6?
Six.
Divided by 100. This is terrible podcasting. No, it's if I type
Watch while two idiots. Watch while two idiots writing
it
in the
might be
fucking calculator.
10,000 $100 bills. I think you were right.
Yeah, I don't think that's
Uh,
possible. I don't think that's possible. I don't think Joey Chestnut
do you think
could take that down.
like even if you like ripped it up into like tiny little nibbles and just like you're not eating the whole bill, but you're like just you don't think it's doable?
No, no. I think your stomach to eat 10,000 of anything. It's probably not going to be good for your stomach unless it's like bacteria or something that's good bacteria for your, like where it's like parts per million or what. Like this, that's not. You could it could be raspberries
What
and it
is
would be
the
out of reach.
highest amount of money that you think you could where the prize is
That
that
I could
amount
eat
of
in a
money?
day. So basically, how much money could I eat in a day, knowing that I would also
Yes.
receive that much money? I guess I don't know. I would just keep going. You're on the right track with hundred
I
dollar
don't
bills.
believe
Is there anything?
so.
Do they have $1,000 bills? Is that? I think is there a
Hold
five hundred
on.
dollar
I'm going to
bill?
look this up. What's the largest bill in,
Oh,
let's see
never
this.
mind. I think
Do you think as
obviously I'm going big
36 and
bills.
37-year-old men we should
Um,
know off the top of our head what the largest bill denomination is? Or are we not stupid for not knowing that?
I think, as 36 and 37-year-old men, our education has taken a turn for the specific, and we forget about things like if we've heard it before. So I'm not going to shame us for being a couple of middle-aged people who don't know
It is 100.
the largest
Yeah.
denomination of bill in the U.S. It is 100. Okay.
Do you know who the Secretary of State is?
I put it
Yeah.
at the Secretary of State
This
right now.
this came up at our
Oh,
Father's
geez.
Day family get
I should
together, and
know.
we couldn't name it. Is it Colin Powell? And my
Really?
cousin who teaches government was like, yeah, like 30 years ago.
Yeah, that was under Bush, under W, right? And then you had
Pompeo?
Pompona or whatever his freaking name is for Trump, Pompeo for Trump, and then now it would
I'm
be.
gonna
It's
tell
not
you.
like John Kerry or anything, is it?
I looked it up, and I've never heard this name in my entire life.
What's the name? I've heard it. I'm sure
Anthony
I've heard it. I just
Blinken.
don't know.
Anthony Blinken.
Blinken.
I've never heard that name.
You think he's got? Do you think he comes from Pac-Man and
Um,
Mrs. Pac-Man, Fortune and Fame?
yeah, it says on his Wikipedia that that's exactly where he came from.
Yeah, he is his family name is the original Blinken, right?
Yeah.
Which I think is the Pink Ghost.
You know how when you look up people, it'll say people also search for. So the next
Yeah,
name is one
yeah,
I also have never heard
that's
before.
Google.
Have you ever heard the name Lloyd Austin?
Lloyd Austin. No, I can't say that I've heard of Lloyd Austin. Anthony Blinken, yes, but only in this
Lloyd
capacity. I don't
Austin,
know what else.
he's the United States Secretary
Who's
of
Lloyd Austin?
Defense. And do you know what he and I have in common?
Same birthday.
No, we went to the same university. Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah, Webster University.
University of
Yeah.
Webster? Webster University.
Damn. The more you know.
Wow. The more you know. Well, look, I think that's probably like the climax that this podcast was reaching towards, getting into government trivia. So, Anthony Blinken,
Join us
if
next
you'd like
week.
to be
We'll
on the
have Anthony
podcast, hit us up.
Blinken and Jimmy Buffett on the pod.
Well, yeah, and anyone who is like a $3 cameo, I'm just going to get them and we're going to record them. And that's probably explicitly illegal on Cameo
Fuck.
terms of service. But
I
you know
actually
what?
think
We're
I thought
rebels
I
on
heard
this
that
podcast.
once they give you, like, you own the rights to the video. So I would argue that it wouldn't be illegal.
I think there's an option where you have to check if it's commercial though or not. And in this instance, promoting our podcast, I don't know.
Yep,
you know
let's
what?
do it.
Better to just ask forgiveness, right? Let the legal system figure it out. I know. We got Anthony Blinken next week, people.
All right. Well, it's been great. I had a good time today. This was a good one.
This was a good one. Let's roll out with our classic catchphrase, which is
"Holla at your boy." Do we have a catchphrase?
Holla at your boy. No, I don't think so. I tried iffity wiffity the other week, but I don't think that's stuck.
Maybe holla at your boys. Maybe holla at your boys.
It was not trending. How? Is there something with if
you ain't blinking, you stinking. Oh. Bye.
See you next week.